This has to be one of the most agonizing anime arcs that caused a ton of suffering. And it's not because it's bad. No one told me that they would take my Nico Robin away from me. Just how many times will this cowardly, cliche worm, frail, busted, smug-faced bad guy gonna hit my Robin? To sum up the entire feeling of what the Water 7 CP9 felt like, it was Spandam hitting Robin. That was the tippity top, most brutal feeling of frustration after frustration over the Straw Hat crew not being able to save her just yet. That encompassed like 60 episodes. In the unnecessary recap, once Robin went missing, I freaking lost my mind. My heart sank like it just got blasted with a gumu gumu pistol, or even worse, being fingered. So guys, I spent about 2 weeks binge watching from the end of the Foxy Silver Pirates all the way to the end when everyone said bye to the Going Merry. So we're gonna say episode 224-ish, 225, when they eventually meet Aokiji, which was the foreshadowing for Robin, all the way till about 315. That was when the Going Merry had its final burning battle for our wonderful Straw Hat Pirates. Screw you, Spanda. Ain't that right, Frankie? Just wait until I let my pill poppin' chopper on loose. This arc was painful, with the capital pain. In many ways, Nami and Robin have a similar backstory, in that they both have tragic backstories filled with manipulation, trauma, being used, blackmailed. In Robin's case, she's the Akuma no Ko from the Island of Devils of Ohara. Robin's situation, all the way from her backstory all the way up to the point of her being hit in the face, unlocks our innate instincts to protect our women. For this arc, it features everything tragic about Robin's past that relates to an identifiable and relatable character, and how the conceptual understanding of what a world government really entails, and that it's not all about saving and protecting humanity. It's all about justice. But what does justice really mean? The world government is here to protect the security of the entire world, but at what cost? From the world government's perspective, there are necessary evils. It's pretty damn hard to sum up like 80 episodes in a few sentences, but it really boils down to the world government taking necessary evils to new evil heights, and how that unlocks a lifetime's worth of trauma from one of the main Straw Hat crew members in my Nico Robin. Of course, there are characters like Icebug and Frankie that combine for the other half of this plot, but for this video, it will be about Nico Robin. Note that this is my first time watching all of One Piece up until episode 3, 16, 17, 18. That's where I'm currently at right now. This is the beginning of a series where it's my journey for the first time watching all of One Piece, and I would love to share my journey in finding out why everyone loves this show. And of course, at this point, I'm in love with the show and my girl Nico Robin. So in this video, it's going to be about everything in One Piece up until the end of this Water 7 CP9 arc. But I think if you guys watch this video, I think you guys will enjoy my perspective and get a refresher and entertain you guys. Or I'm just trying to make you guys relive the trauma with me again. Let's suffer together. If you guys watch my Mushoku Tensei videos, you know that I say not to spoil anything and to respect the journey because we all die anyways. So just let people enjoy the ride because the ending sucks when it's over. This is gonna be an introspectively, entertainingly wild ride. So go ahead and hit the like button and sub to the channel if you guys haven't already, and share the video. Or Spanda is gonna keep doing this to Robin. So yeah guys, wish me luck sailors, because I'm a tourist and I don't like water. This entire arc is centered around Nico Robin being taken away by CP9, aka the damn CIA equivalent for One Piece. Like how Arlong blackmailed our sweet money loving Nami, Nico Robin gets blackmailed and becomes trauma frozen to follow CP9 orders, which includes helping them assassinate Icebug to get the blueprints to make a super duper killing machine battleship, That is, of course, for the security purposes of the world government, to not use it to take over the world, but to use it to protect and serve our people. Because killing people is necessary for justice. Not only does the world government want Nico Robin to follow their orders, she is one of the last known people in the world that can read a very ancient language, the poneglyphs, that details the history of this void century where no one is supposed to know what happened during this 100-year stretch that poof, away from the history books it goes. So we have Icebug, whom was given this super secret blueprint to build this powerful battleship that was passed down from Icebug and Franky's master, Tom, whom was a cool ass shipwright fishman that made this ship for one of the strongest pirates ever, Goldie Roger. You know, that dude that got beheaded. Eventually, Icebug secretly passed down this blueprint to Cutty Flam, aka Franky, whom everyone thought was dead, but took on a new identity as Franky. The government wants those blueprints, and they want Nico Robin, who can read and learn about the true history of the Void Century. So this takes on very many relatable modern day issues, but in a One Piece story. The government is always trying to rewrite history and protect us from the real knowledge for our safety and security, because justice. Everything is always for the common man's protection, and history is always being manipulated. That is the overarching plot idea of what this arc represents. There are more specific details in regards to the specifics about the Void Century, the blueprints, and the knowledge that even Crocodile wanted. Everyone, they want some massive weapon of destruction, not to take over the world, but for justice and the safety and security of the world. The overall concept and main plot points in One Piece that gets revealed in this arc is 1. The government is trying to protect the true history of whatever happened during this Void Century. There's a lot of ancient secrets, ancient technology, ancient dangers, ancient powers, a lot of mystery that just gone. The world government makes it illegal for the people to research this specific time period. Because, you know, for your protection and for justice. 2, the world government, they want these weapons of mass destruction because it's not for your destruction, but for your protection. 3, some people in the world government are willing to take necessary evils for justice to very unnecessary heights, all the way up
to demon mode,
by annihilating a whole goddamn race if they have to. Just by a simple push of this lovely magical button that incites something called
a Buster Call.
Robin! It's this Buster Call that is the key to the deep-seated trauma that got inflicted and forced upon this innocent and tragically left behind little girl. Our lovely Nico Robin. Oh my god, the voice actor for Nico Robin when she was a kid literally melted my heart. She sounded so damn innocent. Not only is Robin's past super sad, but it was tragically and redeemingly very heartwarming. Alright, so let's rewind this a little bit back. The point of this video is to welcome back your old One Piece fans to the tragedy of how it felt watching and waiting for everything Nico Robin related to unfold in this arc. Just think about it, from the early 230 episodes all the way till about 300, we are forced upon this mystery about Robin's history and why it was so damn hard to save Robin, and to wait week after week just to see her get decked in the noggin. This arc was so damn painful, but I couldn't stop watching until my Robin gets saved. I did all this within 2 weeks just for you, Robin. That's how much I love you. So the Straw Hat crew meets Aokiji, who is one of the higher up Vice Admiral Navy Marine people who has a direct tie to Robin's tragic past and traumas. They end up meeting him on this random ass island, and the entire Straw Hat crew, Luffy, Zoro, Robin, everyone literally got their ass kicked pretty handedly. After watching Foxy Silver take Buggy's place as the goofy mean villain, Aokiji was like the complete opposite. It foreshadowed Akuma no Ko Nico Robin, and just how crazy this next Water 7 CP9 arc was going to be. The next place, after duking it out with the Foxy Pirates and all of their memeable shenanigans, the Going Merry needed some repairs, so they make it to the next island, and that island is called Water 7. And it is here where they're trying to find a shipwright and someone to join the Straw Hats, to where they can be someone that actually fixes the ship, because Usopp sucks at fixing ships. We're gonna blow by all this and tell Nico Robin's backstory. Chopper and Robin go into town, and then Robin goes,
CP9.
Robin, no!
Let's get our boat fixed.
No, you won't.
I lost the money to the Frankie family.
Usopp,
大丈夫? Give me back our money.
No, we won't.
and now Frankie will go spin it. Revenge for Usopp! The satisfying feeling of beating the shit out of the antagonist of this arc. Screw this boat, let's get a new one. No, you freaking won't. Let's duel. Stinky grenade. You are no longer a Straw Hat Usopp. Soge King. Robin shot Icebug.
No, she didn't.
She didn't, but she was totally with the dude that did. Let's go find out what happened to Robin.
Yeah!
I'm no longer a Straw Hat crew member. See you later, Pervy Man and Raccoon Dog.
Tanuki.
Things aren't adding up. See ya, Tanuki. Let's go save Robin. There's going to be a gigantic flood, which means they're going to try to kill Icebug again.
Whoa.
Luffy goes, wee! Zoro goes, I'll do it myself. Oh my god, we thought you guys were the good guys. We are totally
The necessary evils.
for justice. Just wait until we finger you. Finger pistol.
Robin, don't go!
Robin proceeds to take 1,000,000 years to walk 3 steps to the window and give us that sense of, are they finally going to save Robin?
Nope.
It was from this point on when CP9 gets revealed as some of the people that work for Icebug. Icebug is the mayor of the whole entire Water 7, so the attempt to kill him is a very big deal as the leader of this island. And she revealed to him, who reveals to the jacked up Nami, what Nico Robin's real intentions were. It became extremely more obvious that as an audience, with so much context left out as to why Robin was helping the government when they literally turned her life into the longest runaway chase from the government ever. Many things did not add up, and the story was constantly insinuating that Akuma no Ko Nico Robin's past has caught up with her. We did not have any details about Robin's past. We just knew what she was framed as. When Luffy saved her from Crocodile, and how Robin essentially was warning and helping the Straw Hat crew in some ways in Alabasta with Baroque works, along with her helping them fight on Skypia against Enel, there was enough evidence here to tell us that Robin is a good person. But she still had this looming, dark, foggy past that was foreshadowed by Aokiji. She is Akuma no Ko Nico Robin from this island of Ohara, whom was supposedly an island
Of devils.
kind of reminds you of Attack on Titan, doesn't it? Robin is a person who betrays everyone for her own gain. I won't betray you, Robin. I'm faithful. So this entire point of Robin working with CP9 and seemingly betraying the Straw Hat crew, the story was insinuating that Akuma no Ko Nico Robin has reared her ugly head. But many things are just not adding up. But with Iceberg telling Nami and Robin telling him that she is protecting her crew members from this dreaded
Buster Call.
for justice. Buster Call? The hell is that? Oh. This Buster Call is the key to Robin's tragic past and the insight into what the necessary evils of the government really entails. CP9 made a deal with Robin that they will not use this Buster Call that will completely wipe the Straw Hat crew off the face of the earth if Robin just cooperated with them. In return for Robin's cooperation, basically blackmail, they will allow the rest of the Straw Hat crew members to leave Water 7 in peace. When I knew what Robin was trying to do to protect Luffy and the others, this entire arc was building this crescendo of feelings for how we were judging and wanting everyone to save Robin. It was during this time in the story where I wanted Luffy and the others to save Robin that much more. That context of what Robin was trying to do for her nakamas was the widest of the White Knight feeling I had for wanting to save my Nico Robin. The story did such an amazing job at having the audience conflicted about how we should really feel about Robin up until this point. What is this dark past that has labeled her a literal demon child that betrays everyone that she has worked with? Is this mystery of her dark past? Is it just too much? The answer is no. So, although we find out what Robin's true intentions are in sacrificing herself for basically her family, the rubber man, the cling cling, the cook, the pill popper chopper, waves, Usoge King, although we know she's trying to save them, they, meaning Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, pill popper chopper, the doctor, they don't need saving. Just come back to us, Robin, just come back. But she won't. It was frustrating. The biggest question becomes, after Robin leaves with CP9, why doesn't Robin believe in Luffy and the others? Why won't she just escape their grasp? Once you're a straw hat, you're always a straw hat. Wait a minute. Or wait a minute. The answer to this question of why Robin won't leave CP9 is being dangled in front of our freaking faces, all the way from her getting on the train to go to Enies Lobby, the place where Akuma no Nico Robin is going to be locked up forever with Frankie. And oh yeah, and former Straw Hat crew member did end up getting tied up with them too. I see you, Frankie. You ain't taking my waifu away from me. I'm more worried about someone taking Robin's heart away from me than the damn government. In this Nico Robin situation, the only things preventing her from making the simple decision is clearly
Trauma.
after CP9 beats the crap out of Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Polly. CP9 goes to find Frankie, whom they find out has the blueprints to make this ancient destructive battleship. They take Robin and Frankie on this train to the most guarded Navy place ever that no one's ever penetrated for like hundreds of years or something like that. And of course, all of CP9 will be there, meaning Luffy and the others are gonna be fighting them. The story goes through this whole fiasco where eventually the Straw Hat crew gathers up during this flood storm and they team up with the Frankie family, the Yikes Mermaid, Chimney, Polly, and some of the other Galila company shipwrights. Kokoro takes everyone to this crazy ass train that is way too unsafe for normal people, whom Iceberg already helped tuned up for them after realizing that Robin and the Straw Hat members are actually justice. And it's really just a government that is pure necessary evil. Everyone is basically chasing down Robin and Frankie to save them from a separate train, but we are still left with this feeling of why won't Robin just run away? This is where Sanji gets a ton of shine as he sneaks onto the train with Robin and CP9 and the rest of the Navy people on this train to save her. He eventually saves Frankie for the time being, and this is the birth of Soge King. After Sanji, Frankie, and Soge King do a bunch of badass things on the train, like beat the crap out of people and uncart parts of the train, this whole little mini train arc really deserves its own video as well. So Sanji, Frankie, and Soge King, they try to save Robin on this train, but the dangling of Robin's haunted past still looms over her. It becomes clear that whatever that it is that is preventing Robin from just running away, it freaking runs
Deep.
This entire run of the mini train kind of arc to Enies Lobby helps provide this character development and just shine for Sanji, who went MIA for a bit in the anime. It showed Zoro being his typical badass self. I have some things to say about Zoro during this arc, but that is a whole other video topic as well. Overall, this whole train chase to rescue Robin just extended our feeling of wanting to save one of our main characters who has such a tragic past that she doesn't just run away. That she is sacrificing herself for her nakamas, and for some of us who has good taste, save our top waifu. I love you, Robin. We're already talking about 30, 40, 50 episodes deep right here. I think it's very important to hit home how much that feeling of Robin not trying to escape, how deep does this trauma really push her? Sanji, Luffy, many of the characters are really close to saving her, but she just won't save herself. And the question still remains, what is this bigger danger? What is this Buster Call? We have to know her backstory. Eventually, Robin gets recaptured along with Frankie after Sogeking and Sanji fail to save them. Everyone finally makes it to Enies Lobby where a gigantic battle ensues. We finally meet CP9's leader, Spanda, who Frankie loves to call him by. The bad guy's goal is to take Frankie and Nico Robin to the gates of justice where the Straw Hat crew will not be able to save them anymore. They're gonna find a way to take the blueprints away from Frankie, and they're gonna slave labor the crap out of Nico Robin, or just straight up prevent her from reading the true history of the Void Century. So this becomes a race against time. They're trying to take away Frankie and Nico Robin away permanently, and the Straw Hat crew members, the Frankie family, Kokoro and the others, they're racing their way to save them before that happens. Eventually, everyone makes it to this Enies Lobby, this Navy island where there's thousands of strong soldiers around, being protected deep into the military base. But Luffy doesn't care. He just goes on a crazy solo rampage by himself. Like for real, by himself. Which Luffy going solo multiple times deserves its own video too. Along with witnessing Luffy in second gear for the first time. This was my first time seeing Luffy do this, guys, and I was never spoiled this. Thank goodness. I never knew what the gears meant or how he achieved his ability. I'm happy to say that I was almost as lit as how you guys probably experienced it for the first time too. And that becomes one of the answers to how Luffy, who just got wrecked by Lucci and the other members, this was going to be Luffy's key to beating CP9 and Lucci. CP9 and Spandam get their own bit of character development as well, and this is where we hit an emotional and climactic frustration over Robin's situation. It was here a cowardly, busted-faced man, wormy man, hit my freaking Robin. Watching a good story, it's all about that emotional roller coaster ride. And One Piece does a good job of stretching this feeling and building this crescendo of us wanting Luffy and the others to be that hero to eventually save Robin, and to make us agonize over Robin being taken advantage of feeling sorry for her, sympathizing for her situation. You guys can imagine, from the time that Robin went missing, you have 10 episodes, 20, 40, 50 episodes go by, 60 episodes go by, and still the Straw Hat crew members are struggling to get Robin back. Robin's character development within this plot is that slow brewing crescendo of how much as an audience, we, the audience, want Luffy to save Robin, who she is doing something so admirable and is clearly being blackmailed, along with that huge mental barrier that keeps her from escaping, where Robin is so mentally screwed in the head by the world government that still on Enies Lobby, she is telling Luffy and the others to just go away, to let her just die, when they are already on this damn island fighting all these military people. It's quite frankly, they've done too goddamn much. Ain't no turning back. All within the teeth of the Navy base. That's how deep Robin's trauma is. And she still wants to save her friends in this manner. That emotional boiling point all culminated at a tipping point right here. This scene pissed me off so much. Anime ain't real, but Robin feels real in my heart. Screw Spanda. Where I want to end this video is where Luffy and the crew finally make it to seeing Nico Robin. Alongside her is Spandam, Frankie, and the CP9 members getting ready to fight them. It is here the Straw Hat crew is not convinced that Robin wants to just die. They came all this way. It will not take a no for an answer. It was in this moment that I will end this video. Alright, just kidding. It is here that we finally learn all the crucial details about Robin's past. This is the extent and the tragic history of Robin's past, and what the world government's justice really means that causes Robin to beg and cry to this wormy spandom about never using the Buster Call. And here we finally get to see the little 8-year-old Nico Robin, who already has her devil fruit powers in the island of Ohara in West Blue, where it's peak for archaeologists around the world to study archaeology. We have child abandonment issues, forced child labor. Did I mention family neglect? Any friends? What friends? Only bullies. And bullies that snitch. Robin's past is one of neglect and being treated very poorly by many of her own people on that island. Even though her backstory starts off really sad, there is one saving grace: archaeology. Robin, being a little genius bookworm that takes after her mother, Nico Olivia, becomes a fully fledged archaeologist by the age of 8, 9? Damn. She's a freaking genius. Obviously, this ties into the whole plot about normal people studying the forbidden knowledge, the forbidden history of the Void Century, in which is written on these poneglyph tablet things, which is in this ancient language that only a few people know how to read, and the archaeologists of Ohara are studying this tablet thing that can't be easily destroyed. All of these archaeologists are the true students of history. They just want to know what our real history entails, which is something that we can all identify with. If a lot of things that we're learning in school is fake, this Nico Robin backstory is that arc of what if we are learning things that are not actually true, that there is a more realer than real history that we're not informed about. This is the cool thing about One Piece in the story. It takes these real world concepts and make them kind of goofy and focus on the characters, while in the main plot is something that is truly realistic. This little innocent sounding neglected genius, Robin, finds out what these archaeologists were really doing and wanted in on this forbidden knowledge. After they inform Robin that she's officially a little archaeologist genius and is officially one of them, she's been sneaking around a little bit and figuring out what they were really doing with reading the poneglyphs. And this is where Robin's character ties into a lot of the relatable human elements. Rather than being more focused on the plot, it focused on Robin, whom was studying long and hard, that became an archaeologist that can read poneglyphs. Not because she wanted to know so much about this forbidden history of the Void Century, but it's because she wanted to get close to her mother, whom her mother ditched her here and made her live with a bunch of people that don't even love her and neglect her. If Robin can read the poneglyphs, study the history, she might be able to see and hold hands with her mother, Nico Olivia, once again. And of course, the archaeologists adults say, hell no. It's a literal crime that involves a death sentence, and they can't allow this little girl to risk her life. This clearly upsets Robin, and she goes running to the edge of the island where she meets the ex-Navy Vice Admiral himself, Jaguar D. Saul. They develop a really heartwarming relationship, and it is Saul who plants the seed with the young Nico Robin that one day, no matter what, no matter how tragic her situation is, she will find true Nakamas. She will find somebody in the future. I think he's talking about me. So somehow this giant man washed up to shore on the island of Ohara. It turns out that the Navy has been hunting him down, and he was trying to recover to continue escaping from the Navy because he kind of betrayed them for saving Nico Olivia, who was the last remaining member of a crew of people that went to go study some forbidden knowledge, where the Navy caught them red-handed. Olivia escapes all the way back to Ohara to warn the other archaeologists about her situation and that she can't associate with them to protect them from the government, but it was too late. Remember, this D-bag Spandine is his father. The world government has this growing suspicion and growing evidence that the archaeologists of Ohara have been studying the forbidden knowledge right under the world government's noses, and this is where the massacre of justice, known as the Buster Call, takes place. Any knowledge and studying of the poneglyphs, the Void Century, is a death sentence, and so the island of Ohara in the West Blue are deemed
devils
and no more. The leader of the archaeologist starts explaining to one of the heads of the world government. There is some heavy main plot stuff here, but the focus is totally still on Robin.
That gunshot is for justice, old man.
Many of the villagers were allowed to escape that were not related to the archaeologist, so the archaeologist begged Robin to escape with them, to not tell the government that she is too an archaeologist along with the others. But Robin literally doesn't have anyone else. Why would she escape with people that don't even like her? She'd rather stay with them no matter what. This is where we get some really sad mother-daughter moments as they finally make their reunion as a sparkle of hope in the midst of a dark justice, and Nico Robin has no choice but to escape as the Navy wants to kill this innocent child too. It's a necessary evil and it's for justice to kill this poneglyph reading demon child. While this gigantic library of infinite knowledge gets burnt down by the buster call of these overwhelming Navy fleets, the archaeologists literally do what they can to save the true knowledge for the next generation. That next generation, Nico Robin, Luffy, and the others. We can see through this entire Nico Robin backstory how important her backstory is and how relatable it is. This entire scene with Olivia and the others trying to save those books is just a symbol, a metaphor for passing down the true knowledge to the youngsters. This is what makes One Piece charm so good. They'll take something that is dark and tragic and mix it with this One Piece goofiness, and combined you get something very, very unique. One Piece is a lot deeper than some people may think. It's very, very deep actually. And that's what makes it good and is what keeps One Piece grounded. So the archaeologists saving the books and anything that they can, along with Nico Olivia sacrificing her life to do so, is that one gigantic metaphor for preserving our true history that the government and those in power are trying to hide away from us for security and justice. Saul does what he can to save Nico Robin, and they both run into Kazan, aka Aokiji. This is the callback all the way back when the Straw Hat crew finally meet Aokiji, whom just single-handedly destroyed them. Aokiji must carry out this buster call, but we can sense that he has a better sense of morality compared to some of the other higher up Navy members. Sakazuki. This concept right here of morality amongst the pirates, among pirates, and Navy members among Navy members, like how we see Kobe versus how we see Spandam, that right there deserves its own video as well. Everyone has their own sense of justice. The world government is something that restricts you with rules, all for your protection. But with pirates is the ultimate outlaw, the ultimate freedom. But along with freedom comes bad guys as well. So there's bad guys in both camps, and there's good guys in both camps. But one lives within ultimate freedom, and one lives to protect and serve and enforce rules. That would be a great video actually. Some D-bag named Sakazuki blew up the ship that Robin was going to get on to escape with the other citizens of the island that were supposedly allowed to leave, that had nothing to do with the archaeologists studying the Void Century and the poneglyphs. But Sakazuki was like, this is for justice. It's kind of funny in the sense that Robin, who was not supposed to tell the Navy that she's an archaeologist, ended up telling them anyways that she can read the poneglyphs when she was screaming out to her mom that she did all this to get closer to her. From Robin just being truthful, being this innocent little girl that just wants to be a daughter that has a loving mother and a loving father. This child just being innocent is what actually ended up saving her. And it was Spandine that overheard all of this as he was taking away Nico Olivia, which eventually turned Nico Robin into who she is today, who eventually puts that bounty on Nico Robin. Aokiji ends up killing his good friend Jaguar D. Saul as Robin tries to find another escape route. It is here where we get that last heartwarming, redeeming sense of wanting to live from Robin, from Saul. Why would Robin all of a sudden want to die to save the Straw Hat crew members? So in this moment when Aokiji defeated Saul, turned him to ice, he tells Robin to laugh like him, have fun in life, be happy, because she will find people one day that she can laugh with, happy with, fall in love with. Wait, I think he's talking about me. Okay, just kidding. Saul is telling Robin his last words of wisdom coming from her only real friend besides the archaeologist. And this is like one of the last big moments that made the infamous He's telling Robin to remember this laugh, to laugh like him, enjoy life. Remember these important words because this is what will keep Robin alive. In the present, when Robin is standing there in front of her crew members, she's digging deep into that backstory to remember what Saul said. So back to the past. Eventually, Robin hits a dead end, and that dead end was Aokiji Kuzan. But here we have the little twist. Aokiji going against the Buster call of killing all the archaeologists. He uses his own moral compass and decides to help Robin escape. And it is here where Akuma noko Nico Robin umareta. It was Spandam's father that helped put this bounty on this devil child that survived the death of the evil devils of Ohara that studied real history. So Aokiji was someone that we should be wary of, but deep down we start to realize that moral compass among different people in the Navy. The same way the pirates have good and bad people, so does the government. You got your Sakazuki and you got your Aokiji. So here, where Aokiji left Robin this boat and all this ice to allow her to escape, she's on this boat lonely, sad, and quite frankly, completely heartbroken. Holds on to what Saul said as a coping mechanism. She starts to laugh, and we get the cutest, the most innocent and sadly tragic at the same time, heartwarming. That is truly representative of the charm of the One Piece story. You have that mix of One Piece goofiness contrasted with something that's actually so damn dark. This is what separates and makes One Piece unique from other shonens. It's this aspect of One Piece and how Oda is completing this entire Robin arc. From here on out, Robin was forced to move from home to home, job to job. Everyone wanted to sell her out to the world government because she had this gigantic bounty on her. She's this demon child that the government labeled her as, and she had no choice but to betray the people that she thought was eventually gonna just betray her. It kept happening over and over. And that's how we eventually see in the Alabasta arc when she worked for Baroque Works or Crocodile. Our Nico Robin, my Nico Robin stayed resilient and she stayed a survivor. Within this backstory of Nico Robin is Saul's laugh and his last words of wisdom that helped remind Nico Robin that she does indeed want to live. Finally, Nico Robin with her friends right in front of her, right back in the present, along with Saul's laugh, his words, gets her to finally move past her trauma. And we finally get to hear Robin say, Ikitai! While this wasn't where Robin ultimately got saved, it was a mental turning point, not only for her character, but for us watching as well. It was this building crescendo. At the very beginning of this arc, we are weary of Robin's true past. We just don't know. She has an eerie mystery. She is labeled as this supposed demon child. Then she starts doing things that go against what we think of her as a character, making us continually question her. Is she really a bad guy? No, she can't be. She can't be. We've seen her be a good guy, but then again, we've seen her be a bad guy. Then after 20, 30 episodes, 40 episodes, we finally understand why she did what she did, but still, she won't try to escape CP9's grasp. And it is all the way to this moment after Luffy does his second gear and beats Bluno and the rest of the crew members, Nami, Sanji, Sogeking, Chopper, they all catch up to save Robin. And after watching Robin get hit by this douchebag over and over and over, we are at our tipping point as an audience. And what saves us as an audience from blowing our freaking minds is Robin finally gets past that last hurdle mentally. She remembers her past. She remembers what Saul said. She remembers the whole point of her living, it would be for nothing. She wants to live. She has true friendship now. She has people that love her, that want her to continue living and traveling and going on a journey with them. Robin doesn't want to be killed, and she doesn't want Luffy and the others' efforts to save her to be left in vain. This was the boiling point, the tipping point that switched to a sense of relief. This right here changed her whole character arc within the bigger Water 7 arc, because Robin revealing that she wants to live now and she remembers her entire backstory. This allows the story to continue, to get the payoffs for all the big fights that are gonna happen. Although from this point there was a time restriction, are they gonna make it in time to save Robin? But there was that great sense of relief that, okay, she's gonna escape now. She's not a bad guy. Her backstory is all jacked up. And as an audience, we couldn't help but cheer at our highest of Luffy and the others to save her. So this is where I will end this video. I just wanted everyone to relive that sense of trauma like I just did for like 70 episodes of reliving how it felt having Nico Robin being taken away, trying to figure out her situation, and why is she doing what she's doing? Why won't she try to escape? And there is so much main plot backstory within this. This is the peak highest of how negatively we view the Navy, the military, the world government. And this is like the most incredible backstory for why many people may like Nico Robin as a character. This is an incredibly resilient character. She has a tragic backstory and someone I think all of us can cheer for. So yeah, I hope this video did a decent job of how it felt watching this entire arc, from meeting Aokiji all the way up to the point where Nico Robin said it herself that she wants to live, as I felt like this was a good stopping point from so much agonizing stress to this sense of relief. It was a long and dreadful like 70 episodes. Even though this is all make-believe, seeing Nico Robin get hit made me freaking angrier than I ever been watching anime. And I think it's because she stole my heart. At this point, I'm assuming over 90% of you guys have already watched this arc, and you guys got to relive the trauma with your boy, who is fresh off watching it for the first time. And it's not because I hate you guys, it's because I thought this arc was incredible. And I'm very happy that I started this One Piece journey. It's objectively really good. Yeah guys, let me know how this arc made you guys feel. If you guys watched it all the way back in the mid 2000s, I would love to know you guys' perspective. And if you guys want me to cover specific topics within this arc, let me know too. But eventually I want to hurry up and move on and try to catch up with One Piece to the current arc today. Don't you ever touch my woman again. I can't do this, but get him, Robin.
Clutch!
So yeah guys, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And if you guys want, check out my blog at otakusin.com. There's some older content there that I think is still fun to read. And remember to respect the journey. Don't spoil things for other people, because we all die anyways. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.